Unlimited God rolled gear at the crafting bench? Sounds good to me. Yeah, so this bug is actually quite crazy. It might even be one of the most lucrative bugs I've ever seen in the game. This is something that was introduced with the latest update, and I did test this on my main character and it doesn't work there. So this only works with a newly created character, which we're all doing right now because of the new process to create mules. I've run a couple of mules over the last couple of days since the content release, and we're now able to create mules way faster than we were ever able to create. You're gonna wanna watch that guide, which is going to be published really soon. Make sure you're subscribed with notifications turned on for that, because you're not gonna wanna miss it. So you can really take advantage of this bug. Otherwise, if you do it the old school method, it could take you 4 or 5 hours to get back to this bench and take advantage of this. And I don't think you're gonna wanna miss out on this, and you do wanna take advantage of it right now because the devs are gonna patch this ASAP. When something like this pops up, you will see devs move faster than you've ever seen them move. So once you create your mule and you're back to the White House, just step up to Anaya and purchase your shareable blueprints and materials. You're gonna have to make sure your bench is upgraded. It's not a big deal. Just tap that button a couple of times. Now you have access to crafting high-end items. So you can craft anything you have here, and it's gonna come in either God rolled or really close to it, including exotics. I'm not gonna tap into the exotics right now because I don't want to spend my resources on those, but I went around and tested everything and it's pretty darn good. It's amazing. Now, if you're an experienced player, if you've been playing this for a long time, yeah, it's nice to have, but not really required because we got a lot of resources. We can just optimize things, but we craft for those unicorns. So I went in here and I tried to craft my unicorns and get them at God rolled right away. So it's a nice to have if it does come God rolled, but either way, it's RNG that I'm really fighting in here. And so RNG is still here. You're still gonna have to roll tons of times when looking for gear at God rolled to get the stats that you're looking for. You need all those stats to line up, right? Time is of the essence, so priorities. I'm gonna give you a list of things that I think are the most advantageous for this particular little bug. The first one is mods, especially for newer players. If you don't have all of your mods God rolled, well, congratulations, you're gonna get through that right away. The only one that's really gonna stand in your way here is protection from elites. It is possible. Reports are somebody has received a 13% protection from elites, but they had to stand here for like 8 hours crafting things in order to see that pop up. Otherwise, you're gonna see 12%ers. It's not a big deal. Take your 12% and run. Otherwise, everything else is gonna come God rolled. There's a few of these that come in at like 99 percentile, but really that's close enough. Like, who cares really, right? You're gonna have all the God rolled mods that you can dream of. So just stack up on them. And if you already have lots of God rolled mods, then I would create them anyways and just keep them on your mule. So you only need like 6 of each mod God rolled in reality, because that's the max you can potentially add to your character. But I collect more anyways, and I just keep those on the gear pieces that they align with, so I don't have to continuously add mods to something. Like, for example, my chain killer chest piece always has a headshot damage mod on it. So when I put it back in the stash, I keep that headshot damage mod on it because I know I have a bunch of those. And so it's just always there. It saves me steps and time when I create builds. So yeah, having extra of everything is not a bad idea. And if you keep those on your actual gear pieces or on your mule's mod inventory space, then it won't take up actual stash space. But you don't want to save mods in your stash because they count as a gear item and you're wasting space. The other thing that you're going to want to take advantage of with this bug is crafting improvised gear. So improvised gear is really cool. They allow you to make very unique builds. They allow you to maximize stats you wouldn't otherwise be able to do, and they cut down on farming dramatically. They even save you on stash space because they're adaptable. So if you're not familiar with what a improvised item is, let me show you. So the benefits of improvised gear is that it gives you the mod slot. So knee pads don't normally have mod slots, right? So you could do this on the knees, the gloves, and the holster. You don't need to do this for the masks because masks already have mod slots. Same with backpacks and chest pieces. So you only want improvised gear for the holster, knees, and gloves. But you can put any mod here that you want. Burn resistance, protection from elites, whatever. So you can max out those stats beyond what you normally can on a build. And so we do this with protection from elites, for example. If you're looking to create an all crit damage, a high crit damage build, you can do that. If you want to max out your skill haste, then you can do that. So this is how it saves space in your stash. So you can have a Cheska knee pad and a Grupo knee pad saved in your stash. But the Improvised knee pad can be both of those just by changing that mod slot into a crit chance mod, or if you want it to act like a Grupo, you can change it to a crit damage mod. Now, Grupo is going to give you a couple of percentages more of crit damage. Is that worth it for you? And I would say no. And the reason why is because we don't typically run Grupo on our knee pads. Well, not very often. It's a rare situation because we have better things that usually go there, like the Fox's Prayers, for example. So we usually select something like that, or if you're running a gear set build, you're going to have one of those pieces there. So it's not really worth maintaining a Grupo knee pad, but in case you do have that rare circumstance where you're going to need a Grupo like knee pad, then you could just use your Improvised gear, which can be Grupo. It can act like a Providence. It can act like a Cheska. You're saving 3 stash spaces by having 1 Improvised knee pad. And then of course, all your defensive attributes. If you want to run a bleed resistant backfire build, then yeah, Improvised is the way to go. So these are a pain in the butt to get normally because you're looking for the stats and you're looking for the rolls, but now you can just step up and get god rolls on all this stuff. So you want variations here, and I have all the variations that I could dream of. So I have some for headshot builds, I have some for skill damage builds, I have some for tank DPS builds, I have some for all red crit builds. Take advantage of Improvised gear. So you can also use this to farm god rolls of the new gear we were just delivered, like the Zoo brand set. A couple of requirements here that you'll probably have to remember. One is you need to make sure you have your blueprints acquired from the rewards track. The blueprints are what allow you to craft. And then the other thing you're gonna need to do is make sure you have the resources available and the specific resource for that gear item. So if you go into the resources, the Zoo brand looks like this. And as you can see, I have 20 materials available to craft a Zoo, which isn't very much. So what I recommend you do in conjunction to this is go into Countdown and farm Zoo gear. You'll take whatever you can get, god rolls or junk, because you just need the materials. So crushing those items will give you the materials, so you can come here and just basically convert those materials to god rolls. And you also want to take advantage of this for the new Breaking Point gear set. Might as well, right? Get your god rolls and get it done. This will also be really advantageous for any weapons that you're looking for god rolls on. So if you're still on the lookout for that Model 700 or SR1 sniper, then here you go. Anything you can craft in the weapons category and get god rolls is a great advantage, especially if it's a named item, because it's really easy to craft those. So I would go after named items in any category that you do not have already fulfilled for your needs. For example, if you want a god roll bed chest, I happen to have this blueprint, then voila. Well, it's got bad stats, but you see. So you're still gonna be farming RNG. But look, this one's excellent. My second try. So now I can just re-roll that hazard protection off and put crit damage. But I would like one where I can have crits already on it. So I don't want that hazard protection, because what I'm looking for is to be able to put armor with double crits. So let me see if I can do that. Wow. Always hazard protection apparently here. Ooh, that's actually a really good one. I mean, beautiful for headshot builds. So this would be great for a rifle or marksman builds like SVDs. Perfect. That's the one I was looking for. So it didn't take that many tries, but as you can see, RNG is still a component here. So you're gonna need to make sure you have enough resources to do this. And that's why we create the mules. So what I'm gonna do with this one is turn that weapon damage into an armor core. That gives me the ability to make this one piece available for multiple types of builds. So if I want armor there, great. If I want weapon damage there, awesome. If I want a skill tier, I can do that too. Definitely take advantage of any of the named items because they're going to cost you the least amount of resources. So if you're looking for variations of those, now is the time to do it. You can do this always, even without this bug, but what it's saving you on is the massive cost of optimization. So optimization is extremely expensive. It's crazy expensive. I mean, it just sucks your resources. For you guys with the smaller watches, yeah, it really hurts when you optimize something. It just sucks things down. So that's what this is saving you. So it's amazing for named items. It's amazing for any weapon that you're on the hunt for. It's amazing for mods, definitely. And that improvised gear, for sure. Anything outside of that, it's just nice to have. It's saving you on some optimization materials, but you're still fighting RNG. Okay, so stay tuned for my all new method to create mules faster than ever before. It's coming out ASAP. Thank you for hanging out with me today. My name is Tuxedo Bandido, and this was another episode of The Division 2. If you found this video helpful, subscribe, like, and turn on notifications to ensure you don't miss out on the fantastic experiences waiting for you in The Division 2. And if you like builds like this, check out the recommended build video I have here for you. If you have anything you want to see covered, be sure to let me know in the comments below. And thank you to all the channel members and donors who make everything possible. Tux Nation wouldn't be without you.
When you buy a game from Ubisoft, enter the creator code Tuxedo Bandido to support the channel. Easy peasy.
Follow me.
I get it.